What has been one thing that you have found? Like, this team has been very inconsistent, obviously. They're winning one, losing the next. And even throughout games, it's like period, they're a completely different team. What do you think the reason is for that?
My biggest frustration, I thought that's what you were going to ask the question. What is your biggest frustration in those moments? And for me, it's the same thing. It's just, it consistently is the fact that they've now had bad teams, in my opinion, compared to the Oilers, down in games and had their foot on the throat, and they have not had that killer instinct that we expect and know that they're capable of. So for me, it's just that they have not finished off teams when they've had the opportunity to do so.
I think last night was a great example of that.
Rangers too. That's 2 games in the last 3 that had 2-goal lead. Game mostly in control,
especially on the road. Like, obviously losing at home is bad, but like the Blues fans they were non-existent because they had nothing to cheer about.
They had nothing.
Yeah, and
there's
then
a mausoleum in there.
There was I think Jack mentioned it on the broadcast. He's like, it's pretty dull in here.
And then even like the winner with a minute 30, whatever it was at the end of the game, that was their 4th shot of the period.
Yeah. And I still felt like they had more shots than the Oilers. I know they didn't. I think the Oilers had like 7 or 8 in that period, but it just didn't feel like the Oilers were able to do anything decent in the third.
To me, like, to answer the delicious debate is their lack of a killer instinct right now.
Yeah.
When you see a team like St. Louis that had just lost 7 in a row going into that game, they're down, just like the Rangers were a handful of games ago. They were down. And when you build a lead like that, push their fucking head underwater.
Yeah.
Don't give them any space to come back. And that's what happened in both games. And it's like they hung the mission accomplished flag midway through the game. It drives me nuts.
It just felt like what both teams did. It was just like waiting for the loser point. What's happening?
I think I finally found the answer. The reason I was being so quiet.
Dan gave homework before the show.
Dan wanted to know when the last time the Oilers had a game where neither Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl had a shot on goal.
Which happened last night. And it did happen once last year or something like that, but it was the game Connor got hurt and only played 30 seconds. So we don't count that one. I scrolled through all their game logs, and if this is wrong, I'm going to be pissed the hell off.
That's wild. Good for you.
Thank
Tyler.
you. I believe the last time it happened,
allegedly,
was February 26th, 2016 against the Anaheim Ducks.
Hang on a minute. You went back 9 years?
I went through every single year's game logs of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. The way I did it is I went to their game logs on NHL.com year by year, and I would just sort all the games where they didn't have any shots on goal. Because there was a year where Connor McDavid had a shot in every single game, which is crazy. But I think I finally found the game. Not that anyone except Dan was asking. That's why I was quiet for the first 10 minutes of the pod. I was pretty obsessed with finding out that answer.
Did he score 64 goals by chance in the area at a shot every single game?
I think so. I think it was like 8.
Weird.
Now that you put that tweet out, though, you're going to absolutely crush the numbers.
I'm really nervous that it has to be right.
Are you doing Bag Milk's trivia over there?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
This might be the answer. Rick, what's your answer to the delicious debate?
It's frustrating, but yeah, you're right. It's just not playing 60 minutes. And to me, I think this kind of falls on the coaching staff. I think the coaching staff has to find a way to keep their players engaged. I know it's not very exciting. 14 games into the year. There's a lot more to talk about. The games mean a lot more, later down the road, but there's still something to be played for right now. And I think that the coaching staff has to find a way to bring it out of the players. And that's part of why their starts are so slow as well. You got to find a way as the coaching staff to have your players ready to roll and roaring and ready to go right off puck drop. And that means starting the same line all the time because you've got to deal with them or whatever. I don't know what really it is, but you are in the room with these guys. You have a feel for them. You should know what makes them tick, and you should be able to get them going.
I also wish there was a guy, like, just to build on your point, that I wish that there was something like somebody would take it upon themselves. Like a guy like Trent Frederick going out, grabbing somebody and getting in a scrap or something. Like, as much as people don't want to talk about that, and I know Dan does because it's hockeyfights.com, but like that stuff will get the bench going. And I think about a couple of years ago when the Oilers were really struggling, and then they played LA in January, and there was a 4 or 5 scrap night. And then from there outward, they were more united as a team. I wish there was some of that, some of the urgency, being pissed off about what's happening, grabbing somebody, dropping the mitts. Like, do the Oilers have a fight this year?
No.
You don't even go that. Just go hit some bodies.
I want to fight.
How many times have you seen a guy in the corner and the forward comes down on him and then he moves the puck and the forward just kind of like spins and turns away from him? Hit the fucking player. We know what this does in the playoffs. It works in the fucking game 15 as well.
I've noticed that a little bit more from Frederick actually the last handful of games.
That he is completing his checks or not?
He is.
He started against Vancouver a little bit, I thought.
Yeah, and like last night he
was an effort.
Parayko.
Yeah, last night was definitely an effort for him to try.
And maybe it was the fact he had a sold out box. Probably was helpful to it.
But we need more. We need more guys doing it.
100%.
I've seen 92 spin away too much.
I'd like to see a bit more from pods. Even like Mangiapane. I know he's not a huge guy by any means, but like we know he's got that bit of rattiness in him and a bit of grit and grind. So I'd like to see that a bit more from him. And even like Nurse, I guess, to an extent. I don't think Nurse has been terrible on that side of things. At least he's willing to kind of like grab guys a little bit here and there. But like, I don't know.
I'd like some more scrums if it's not a fight.
Yeah, I agree.
A little emotion.
I want just emotion or passion in general. They're just such a dull hockey team to watch right now.
Well, they don't get too high, don't get too low. That's kind of annoying because I get high and I get low. Therefore, I want them to match my. But you see him score a goal and I get jacked up, and then Leon's just like, "Hey,
back to the bench."
Yeah. Have some fun, boys. This is what I know. But it's because they don't give a shit till game 60 on or whatever like that. But you got to find a way. Yeah, it is very annoying.
Anybody else? What's frustrating you?
It's just that for me, like lack of passion. That's why I kind of wanted Chris Knobloch this year to just like really lean into like playing the kids and like, you know what? If the veterans and the rest of the team aren't going to give a shit until February, play Matt Savoy and Ike Howard 16 minutes a game. And whatever the results will happen or they won't, you'll be a middling hockey team who goes, all right, we'll start trying in January or February and at least play the kids so we can watch somebody have some fun. Because the way they play right now is just dull as fuck. They aren't exciting offensively.
I think that's the way they're being coached. And that's what scares me. Like you need a little more high reward, take some chances, high reward. Otherwise, they're doing this play safe all the time. Play safe. And then they almost get lulled to sleep. And then instead of playing safe, they're playing lackadaisical and the puck ends up in the back of your net.
Just like last night.
High risk, high reward.
2-0 on a team who's on a 7-game losing streak with a goalie who can't stop a beach ball. And you just refuse to stop attacking offense. Or you
start shooting on them, get that third goal. If you get a fourth goal, you've already killed them, man.
Because there was a couple of shifts too, like where the Oilers absolutely hemmed the Blues down in their zone. And then it just kind of
dissipates. The puck comes out of the zone for whatever reason, and we can't get back down there again. You can't sustain any offensive pressure.
I don't think they're being coached that way, though. I think that would be honestly insane.
But so first of all, like almost every time there's a loose
puck is telling them to stop shooting.
Almost every time there's a loose puck on our own end, instead of like turning a quick transition, which we have speed. Yeah. We have guys who can move the puck. That's what we should be doing. We get it, and we go backwards. Go behind the net. Go behind the net. Go behind the net. Stop going behind the damn net. Take advantage of the fact there's two guys on the other team already behind the puck and fire out. Use your offensive skill.
I agree with you to a certain extent that it's being coached into them in that it's not being like expressly identified as an issue right yet by Knobloch.
Well, he's not going to say it in the media.
No, but even just like from the team's perspective, like Tyler's saying, like you've got strong effort coming from these young guys and some good games coming from them, but we're not seeing the rewards for them in minutes and time played. Draisaitl and McDavid still lead the team in those when those guys are frankly like that's a crazy stat. To have a game where both your leaders have not put a shot on the net for the first time.
Assuming it's correct.
But you know what?
Let's go back and see what other, like, so when was last time?
Last night is correct. We know that one.
When was last time Sid and Gino didn't have a shot in the game? Is it that rare or is it these two are that good that makes it that rare?
The other side of it too is that shouldn't be mistaken in all of us. Connor McDavid finished with 2 points yesterday and the Oilers got 2 goals. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, he had no shots on net and that's not good, but he also had 2 points.
I guess I'm not saying
like, so did Nuge, thank you.
It plays into the narrative of, I don't know.
And like, I don't know, like those guys can have off nights, I guess, but it's just like, last night was a night they couldn't afford to have one because they needed him bad.
To me, it's just like, guys are going to have off nights or whatever. I mean, Connor still got 2 points. He's got what, 19 and 13, 14 games, something like that.
That starts the season.
And that's only with 3 goals. But like the defensive lapses and the issues that are causing these goals against and the giveaways and just the small details that a contending team should have sorted out, even though it's still early, that bothers me.
I don't know. I can't find a stats website that tracks this, and I'd love to know if this is like fan bias or an actual thing. Holy shit, do they ever ice the puck a lot? I can't tell if it's an Oilers problem or if it's just like something you notice when you watch one team all the time, but
are we talking bad passes or are you just talking dumping the puck out?
Just any scenario. It feels like they just don't hesitate to ice the puck.
Interesting. Like a reset almost, I guess.
I think our goaltender should be covering the puck more often instead of dumping it off in the corner because we're not very good at picking up the puck in our own defensive corner. Cover it, new lines, get his face off going.
I would like to see, and I should have looked at the shift chart. Maybe Tyler can look it up as I'm
sure.
No laptop for Liam today.
No, I'm going to use
off the
Dan.
dome.
He's raw dogging it.
I don't think Evan Bouchard should have been out on the ice for that final goal against. You've got a guy here who is continuously struggling defensively, and help him out a little bit. And I know people won't want to hear that, and I agree. He made a terrible mistake yesterday. He should have fought harder in front of his own net. But Nurse and Wallman should be a shutdown duo, and just put them out on the ice if there's a defensive zone draw. Like, give those two the minutes of like stand in front of some pucks, block them, because you know Nurse is going to battle in front of the net. That's
and you know Wallman's going to block anything.
Exactly. So like, why are we putting those two out on the ice? And people are going to be like, oh, he makes $10.5 million. He should do this. Like, sure. But like, I'd also prefer not to have the conversation about $10.5 million every day, because the only reason we're talking about it is because he keeps making mistakes. But if you put him in a bit more of a position to succeed, just to that moment in particular, the other ones are definitely on him, then we don't have to talk about it today. And maybe the Oilers losing overtime and it's just whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
right before he went back out and the goal got scored, they did have Nurse and Wallman out there for a pretty extended shift.
So how do you have, putting you in a bit of a hole here. Where did they start the shift? Do we know that? I have it all.
I think it was a D zone start.
Yeah, Bouchard did.
Yeah, I think so.
I would almost put Kulak out there, to be honest, for that moment.
Especially right now when you know the guy is struggling as much as he is.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, I just think I could have been handled a little bit differently. Like, trust your guys. And we talked about this the other day too, of like, so you play, who did they play? The Rangers. Bouchard makes a mistake at the end of the game. And then everyone's talking about accountability. It was like, okay, totally fair. Why Knobloch didn't trust Nurse in that situation too, which is very ironic because the game before he almost blew it for the others too. But like, he had 2 goals that game.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Warman were going.
Mm-hmm.
Give them those shifts and like, see, like Bouchard, you are not playing. And you can play when, like, say, the power play still happens. That's when you put him out there. You're like, this is your chance. You're one of the best power play guys in the league. Go prove it again. Like, win this fan base back for the night.
I still think that Matthias Ekholm is the issue here.
He hasn't been good this year.
I think
he's been hurt. So he's probably not even 100%. He's probably 70%. Dude was hurt all year, so didn't get a chance to rehab. Spend his summer rehabbing instead of working out. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see that. Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Didn't they say someone was ripped off the bone for him?
He played in the Cup final.
Yeah, but anybody plays in the Cup. Patrice Bergeron played in the Cup final. And the dude had a lung hanging out of his back pocket. Like, it was, that dude was half broken. But I mean, you play through those games. Look what Kane played through that one year. I just don't think he's fully healthy.
I think those guys should sit out. Like, if you're injured, don't play. Zach Hyman's not playing right now because he is injured.
Yeah, but that's a different kind of injured.
Sure, like his hands fucked up.
If he was able to be playing, he would be.
We just said that
just a little hand boo-boo.
Muscle off the bone.
Yeah, but I think you're well enough to be able to play, and then you go force yourself to play. That's just what professional athletes do.
And that's fair. And there's a whole warrior.
The same basketball.
NHL players and everything. Just don't play. If you're injured for the first 2 weeks of the season, I think everyone would be understanding. Like, you're still out. Just don't play. We'll play Tony Stretcher.
I just think that Bouchard's style of play has always been this, like,
high risk, high reward,
defensive liability. And when Ekholm came in, we all touted him as the Bouchard whisperer because he was able to cover up for some of the mistakes. You look at the team now, who leads the team in giveaways right now? It's Matthias Ekholm at 26 giveaways. So yeah. And again, giveaways are
who has
not tracked well,
not a great stat to look at, but Bouchard's only at 21. So like, I think that there's multiple issues there. more and more, I appreciate that you guys just have to go through the discourse of Bouchard every single game. And so it's easy to look at him because he's the one that's making the giveaways, but he's always been this guy. He's always been this player.
Especially early in the season.
We've needed to have support for him, and it just isn't there right now.
Like last year, I bet if we went last year, October, November, the exact same thing.
Totally. And then he calms down. It's usually fine. And then he makes another mistake and everyone's like, this guy sucks. Whatever. The frustrating part from last night wasn't that it was a puck error. It was literally a lack of effort.
Yeah, it was an effort error.
And that is the biggest problem.
I would say the same thing on the JT Miller OT winner against New York. He basically paved him away right to the net.
And then Leon stopped skating. Yeah, Leon that one I hated Leon's
I think
effort.
that was a bit of a mixture of both, but you're right. It's we've seen it a few times now. Of just steps out of the way. It's
almost like the play is to get out of the way so the goalie can see it and you try and deal with the rebound. I don't like that play, but I'm trying to figure out why they're doing it. But they do it so often though.
Well, then that goes to another thing. Calvin Pickard was great to start last night. Did not finish well.
It's the classic Calvin Pickard where if you showed someone a montage of all the saves he made, they'd be like, whoa, he stole them the game. Then if you showed them the goals he gave up, they'd be like, oh shit, he cost them the game. It's great saves, acrobatic flopping around, and then it's goals that you're just you're not an NHL goalie.
But that's why he is where he is in his career.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.